Dr. Reena Budara, Assistant Professor, School of Education, Department of Education, Central University of Baroda. I thank UGC Human Resource Development Center of Gujarat University for giving me this opportunity to connect with you and deliver a session on guidance and counseling. I thank Professor Jagdish Joshi, Professor and Director of UGC HRDC of Gujarat University. HRDC Gujarat University has been doing commendable job since long. It's ranked 15 in India and is number 1 in Gujarat. It is pioneer in many areas and created many history and benchmarks by organizing several programs of refresher in nature, short courses, and orientation program. In this pandemic, this HRDC, Gujarat University, is doing a commendable job by bringing all the teachers on this online platform and has taken up the challenges for training teachers through online mode. Coming to my topic, that is guidance and counseling. We all know that guidance and counseling is very important. Every individual needs guidance in their day-to-day life. In our personal life also, from the birth itself, we start taking guidance. कौन से स्कूल में जाना है, कहाँ पे घर खरीदना है, कौन सा ड्रेस पहनना है, कौन से सब्जेक्ट लेने हैं, and we keep on asking our friends, the elders, or anybody whom we trust. Now, why this guidance and counseling for teacher educators? So this is very important for teacher educators. We should not think that our role is just teaching. We have so many other roles to play apart from teaching. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप क्लास लेंगे, पढ़ाएंगे, एग्जाम लेंगे, इवेलुएट करेंगे, रिजल्ट दे देंगे and your role is over. No. Teachers are known to be the nation builders. Teachers are the one who nurture the future citizens. So lots of responsibility is on you. And you are not merely a teacher. You are a teacher educator. That means double responsibility. As a teacher, you have to guide your students. And who are the students? They are the future teachers. You are not only guiding these teachers, but you are also training them in guidance and counseling so that they can in future train their students when they go to schools. In the present times, we are faced with so many problems. If you see the present day youth, he had so much competition in life, so much tension, so much stress, which has led to so many problems. And we have to deal with these problems in our classroom. So why do you need guidance and counseling? Because you have students who are faced with these problems. Addiction. Earlier you heard about only alcohol addiction, smoking addiction, drug addiction, and now new addictions. What's that? PUBG addiction, TikTok addiction. Thank God that TikTok is banned and PUBG is banned. You must have read in newspaper the students were so much addicted with these online games that many of them became aggressive. Even there were cases where the student tried to commit suicide because the parent took away the mobile from him as he didn't wanted him to play the PUBG. TikTok, you must have seen a small girl from Gujarat who has prepared so many TikTok videos. Isn't that addiction? There are other issues, suicide during exams or when the results are to be declared. The newspaper is full of suicides. They are not able to bear the tension. There's so much pressure from the society, so much pressure from the parents, and this little child doesn't know what to do. There is nobody with whom he can go and share their problems and ultimately commit suicide. We see this suicidal tendency in the adults also. Not able to bear this tension of pandemic. Many lost job, so committed suicide. This big Bollywood stars, these TV stars we have seen, they commit suicide. This drug racket, entire drug racket has come up. Earlier, we were not having these problems because we had joint family system which used to take care of all this. Though they were not trained in guidance and counseling, but they were able to guide the children. They were able to instill the good value system in the adults. But now the values are degrading. People don't want to stay with their parents. Old age home is the new trend. I have also included marital issues and sexual harassment because teacher education is full of female students. 90% of our students are female students. And when we talk about 2-year B.Ed programs, most of our students are coming to do B.Ed after marriage. Many students come to us. Like last year, I had a student who joined B.Ed, and within 1 week, she started sharing her problem. And she said, Madam, I have come to join B.Ed. I am interested in doing it, but my husband doesn't want. Because he thinks I'll become independent and I will not listen to him. She started staying with a mother who was supporting her in doing B.Ed. Then after a few days, she came and told me, Madam, my father has left my mother because she was supporting me. After a few days, the child stopped coming. I gave her a call. Why are you not coming? She said, Madam, I have no option but to leave B.Ed. Because my mother is losing her family life because of me. There are societal pressures and they are shouting at me that can't you understand that your family life is being spoiled and even you are spoiling your parents' family life? She was blamed for that. Domestic violence. Many girls come and they say, my mother-in-law doesn't want me to do B.Ed. My husband is not supporting. In B.Ed, we have all these issues that within 2 years they will get married also, they will get engaged also, they will have delivery also. And so we had so many problems. And we had to deal with them, especially during internship. We cannot tell them that you are not supposed to deliver a baby. You are not supposed to get married. So after delivery, nobody is there to take care. And even I had talked with one of the husband of the student and told him that the children are not only the responsibility of a lady, they are the joint responsibility. If she is doing B.Ed, help her. Take care of the child for some time. Let her come to the college. At least let her do internship. Sexual harassment. Most of the cases are found in home only. Who will deal with this? At home, you cannot speak. See to it. Identify the symptoms. If you find these kind of things, it is our role to guide them and to counsel them how to deal with these issues. So do not restrict yourself just to teaching. You have a major role to play. If you can change the life of even a single student, I think you have done the role of a teacher. Depression, we have seen students entering into depression because they are not able to cope up. Many leave. Rape. We find so much rape cases, and no wonder if you have a rape victim in your class. How will you deal with it? Are you trained? So these are some of the issues which you might face, you might see in your students, and you have to deal with them. And hence, you need that you are trained in guidance and counseling. You know how to deal with these issues. Now, why you? Why not the counselors? See what I was saying. Professor is not only a teacher or lecturer, but he is a person who give guidance and also a counselor who counsel for our betterment. So do not think that as a teacher your job is just to teach or lecture. Your job is beyond that. You have to work as a counselor, you have to work as a guidance giver for the betterment of the child. Every educator must realize his responsibility as a guidance counselor by right, commission and function. Guidance is a good teaching and efficient classroom management. If he cannot guide a student, surely he cannot teach them. So, teaching will not take place unless and until you are able to guide him. If he is coming into a class with lots of problems, do you think he or she will be able to concentrate in the class? So, for the efficient classroom management, you need to guide. And if you cannot guide, then surely you cannot teach. One might argue that why we have to do guidance and counseling when there are counseling centers. Let it be done by the professionals. You are right. But then, as a teacher, we are the one who are in direct, constant touch with the student. We are the one with whom they have developed the relationship. We are the one who get an opportunity to identify the problems of the students. So we have both the structured guidance and counseling and the unstructured guidance and counseling. So these are two views on guidance and counseling. The structured guidance and counseling emphasizes that a separate guidance program should be organized by a fully trained guidance personnel. So a professionally trained counselor carries out the guidance functions with the assistance of the subject teachers. So this is not done by the teacher. This is done by the counselor who is professionally qualified, but he may take the help of the teacher or the parent. Now, what is structured guidance and counseling? Structured guidance and counseling believes that guidance and counseling services should be an integral part of education process. एजुकेशन प्रोसेस का एक भाग होना चाहिए, उसका एक हिस्सा होना चाहिए, एंड इट शुड बी कैरीड आउट बाय द एजुकेशनल फंक्शनरीज. और कौन कैरी करेगा? एजुकेशनल फंक्शनरीज. दे शुड रेंडर दिस सर्विस. It should be an integral part of your routine education. So entire teaching faculty should be responsible for giving the guidance. So in this presentation, I am emphasizing on this unstructured guidance and counseling. As we teachers have more responsibility to our students who are the future teachers. The teacher educators has dual role. They have to be guidance and counselor to their future teachers and also train these teachers in guidance and counseling so that they can properly guide their students when they join the schools. So the teacher educators has to be a role model. Now let us understand what is guidance. So guidance, if we talk about the literal definition, it means to direct, to point out or to show path. रास्ता दिखाना. It is the assistance given by a more experienced person to a less experienced person to resolve his problems. And these problems can be the education, vocational, social, or personal. Another definition given by A.J. Johns, and he says guidance is an assistance given to an individual in making intelligent choices and adjustments. Crow and Crow says guidance is not giving directions. It is not the imposition of one person's point of view upon another person. It is not making decisions for an individual which he should make for himself. It is not carrying the burden of life, another life. And Densmore and Miller says guidance is a means of individuals to understand and use wisely the educational, vocational, and personal opportunities they have or can develop, and as a form of systematic assistance whereby students are aided in achieving satisfactory adjustments to school and life. Secondary Education Commission 6466 says guidance involves difficult art of helping boys and girls to plan their own future wisely in the full light of all the factors that can be mastered about themselves and about the world in which they are to live. Now, if we analyze all these definitions, we can come out with the nature of guidance. And the nature of guidance is it is a helping service. So guidance is a help given to somebody. You are not giving a solution. You are making an individual to find out solution on his own by giving an assistance. Guidance can be given to any individual. So any individual can be given this assistance. There is no kind of age bar. There is no kind of bar with respect to the nature, interest, or age. So you can give guidance to anybody who is in need. जिसको भी जरूरत है उसको गाइडेंस दिया जा सकता है. Can be given by experts. So anybody cannot give guidance. It has to be given by experts. Need not be professional, but at least he knows a little bit about the area in which he is giving guidance. Helps person to adjust in the environment. So guidance is an assistance given to an individual. And why we are giving this assistance? So that he can adjust with himself, he can adjust with the society. So the guidance should help an individual to adjust with himself and the environment in which he is staying. Helps in developing self-dependence. So as we had seen earlier, that when you are guiding, you are not giving a solution to the individual. You are helping an individual to understand his strengths and weaknesses and come out with his own solutions. So we can say that it helps in developing self-dependence and self-determination. It makes an individual capable to find out his own solutions to the problems of his own. Now, what are the principles of guidance? So Crow and Crow had given the principles of guidance, and these are all-round development, view of uniqueness, holistic development, cooperation, continuity, extension, elaboration, adjustment, individual needs, expert opinion, evaluation, responsibility, and periodic appraisal. If we take them one by one, guidance must be taken into account, or it should take into account the all-round development of the individual. So this is one of the principles of guidance, that when you are giving the guidance, you should see to it that you are focusing on the overall development of the individual. You are developing the all-round development. Human uniqueness principle. This principle says that no two individuals are alike. Each individual has his own unique characteristics. They may be different in terms of physical, social, emotional development. So we cannot give same guidance to everybody because each one is individual. He has unique characteristics. What is true for A may not be true for B. So you need to recognize these differences and guide each individual according to their specific needs. Principle of holistic development. So again, what we discussed in the all-round development. This you should see to into it that you are developing the whole personality. The child should grow as a whole. And even if one aspect of personality is in the focus, the other areas of development which are indirectly influencing the personality are also to be kept in mind. You are targeting one personality. फाइन एक के ऊपर आपने फोकस रखा है पर इसके जो दूसरे एस्पेक्ट्स हैं जो पर्सनालिटी के वो भी अफेक्ट करेंगे जब आप उसकी एक प्रॉब्लम को रिजॉल्व कर रहे हैं. So you see to it that you are targeting it in a holistic manner. Principle of cooperation. You cannot force an individual into guidance. जबरदस्ती guidance नहीं कर सकते. He should be able to cooperate. The student should feel there is a need of guidance. He should give his consent and cooperate. So cooperation becomes a prerequisite for providing guidance. So unless and until you have the cooperation of the individual to whom you are guiding, this will not work. Principle of continuity. So this guidance is a continuous process. There is no end to it. It's not like कि adolescence में guidance चाहिए फिर बुढ़ापे में जरूरत नहीं है. Like after this age, there is no need of guidance. So guidance is regarded as a continuous process, which is a continuous service given to an individual at all stages of his life. हर पड़ाव पे उसको guidance की जरूरत होती है. Extension. You should not limit the guidance to few persons. You should not limit the guidance to a person of a particular age. So you should extend your guidance to all levels of people and to all students. You may not see the observable evidence of its need. आपको नहीं लग रहा है किसी के लक्षणों के अंदर कि उसको गाइडेंस की जरूरत है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि उसको गाइडेंस की जरूरत नहीं है. कुछ के अंदर आपको लक्षण दिख जाते हैं, लाइक रेगुलरली लेट आना, उसके बिहेवियर में कुछ चेंज दिखना. इन सर्टेन केसेस यू मे नॉट फाइंड दोस बिहेवियर. इट डजंट मीन दैट यू शुड नॉट गिव गाइडेंस टू हिम. इट शुड बी एक्सटेंडेड टू एवरीबडी फॉर ऑल एंड फॉर ऑल एजेस. Elaboration. Curriculum materials and teaching procedures should be elaborated according to viewpoint of guidance. आप टीचिंग को, अपने करिकुलम को, अपने करिकुलम की मटेरियल को इस तरह से इलाबोरेट करें कि आप गाइडेंस को ध्यान में रखें. When I am teaching, I should also incorporate certain aspects of guidance. When I am using problem solving method as a pedagogy, am I not helping the student to solve their problems? Yes, through that I can guide him. That identify your problem. If you are faced with problem, you have to do all this. So you have to see to it that it is being reflected in your curriculum material. Adjustment. Guidance touches every aspect of individual's life, but its basic concern is his physical and mental health and his adjustment with home, school, society and vocation. बेसिकली आप उसको एडजस्टमेंट सिखाना चाहते हैं. अगर आपने कभी अपने स्टूडेंट्स को ग्रुप वर्क दिया है तो आपने ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, आई हैव ऑब्जर्व दिस, दैट व्हेनेवर आई हैव गिवन ग्रुप वर्क टू द स्टूडेंट्स, द स्टूडेंट्स विल कम अप विद सो मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स. मैडम इसके साथ मैं काम नहीं कर सकती. Madam, she has this tantrum issues. She never comes in time. She is not helping. She is not cooperating. Then what should be your role? This is a good opportunity for you to make the students learn adjustment. You have to tell them that if one is very fast in doing certain thing, another may be slow. Adjust your speed. All may not be good in everything. You have to adjust with that person. Take him along with you. So you have to see to it that you are following this principle. When you're talking about principles of guidance, one of this principle is make them learn adjustment. Individual needs. Each individual has different needs. While giving guidance, his individual needs to be kept in mind. Do not make decision for him. Respect his freedom. Respect his dignity. Respect that he has a freedom of choice. Let him make his decisions on his own. You can just help him and assist him. And you should help him to make choices. Give him freedom to make choices and decisions. And respect his choices and decisions. So while giving guidance, see to it that the individual needs are taken care of. Expert opinion. As we said earlier, that if you think that you are not expert in dealing with a particular problem, then you should go to an expert. You should refer to an expert. So specific and serious guidance problems should be referred to a person who are trained to deal with the particular area of adjustment. So when you are giving guidance, see to it that are you an expert in that area? If not, then take an expert opinion. Evaluation. You should evaluate the guidance which you have given. Do you find the change in this student? Do you find that the guidance has helped him? Can you see some kind of changes? Then that needs to be evaluated. Principle of responsibility. Who is responsible? It is the shared responsibility. So when you are giving guidance, see to it that all are involved. It is a shared responsibility of the parents, the teachers and the student. Whatever happens, you have to bear the responsibility. You are responsible. So take the responsibility. Take the parents along with you because they are also the one who are needed to give him a holistic guidance. Periodic appraisal. So when you are giving any guidance, then there is a need that periodic appraisal should be made so that you can make some changes if the guidance is not working. To what extent the guidance has worked out, and if needed, you can bring a change to it. So in this video, we had discussed that why there is a need for guidance and counseling. We had discussed what is guidance and what are the characteristics of guidance and the principles on which guidance is based. So in the next video, we will be focusing on the other aspects of the guidance. So see you in my next video. Thank you.